So we go across the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic. It's funny. It's called Atlantic because this is where Atlantis was at, right? Atlantis, Atlantic. Where you think they got the name from? Anyway, as we move on. So Liberia, not to be confused with Iberia, which is this is when the African occupation of Europe over here in Portugal and Spain, not to be confused with that. So there is a country, a small country on the west coast of Africa called Liberia. There it is. If you notice, it is on the coast. And the capital is Monrovia. Check this shit out. So here's the capital, Monrovia. Monrovia. Okay? So Liberia came here and it's a shit show. Yo, you guys watch this. You guys go to there's so much to say. So Liberia is on here. Let me just take one step at a time. So Liberia is here, right? So when they set up this country of Liberia, let me tell you what it was. What Liberia is Liberia is a colony of African Americans who set up an African nation. So ex-slaves and freedmen and brothers like our ancestors who left America went to Africa and created a nation in Africa funded by the United States government. It was almost like, like just for African Americans. And you know what's interesting? We went over there and started enslaving Africans. We went over there and started enslaving Africans. Isn't that crazy? So we took Paul Cuff. That's right. The same bullshit that we was dealing with over here in America, we went all the way over to Liberia and started inflicting the same motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, white man shit that we did like we did on these particular people. Isn't that interesting? And so yes, when you look at the Liberian flag, take a look at the flag. Look at this shit. You see the flag right here? You see I'm over here? And look at to your right of the. Look at the official language, English. The official language is English. And guess what? Guess who? And so it says right here, the capital is Monrovia. Guess who the president of America was at the time when they set it up? Let's see. Let's go to Liberia on Wikipedia. All right, this article is about the country in Africa, Liberia. Okay, so look at the coat of arms. It got the boat. So it's the boat coming from America going into Liberia. It says officially the Republic of Liberia is a country in West Africa. It is bordered by Sierra Leone and the Ivory Coast. It has a population of 5 million people. English is the official language, but over 20 indigenous languages spoken. The country's largest capital is Monrovia. Okay. Because you know why? The president at the time was James Monroe. At the time, you know what I'm saying? It was James Monroe. Liberia began in the early 19th century as a part of the American Colonization Society, which believed black people would face better chances for freedom and prosperity in Africa than in the United States. Isn't this amazing? So it was a back to Africa movement. Between 1822 and the outbreak of the American Civil War in 1861, more than 1,500 freed slaves and freeborn so-called black people who faced oppression in the United States, along with 4,000, so it was a bunch of FBAs and 4,000 black Caribbeans relocated to Liberia. Gradually developing an Americo-Liberian identity, the settlers carried their culture and tradition with them. The Liberian Constitution and flag were modeled after those of the United States, while the capital was named after President James Monroe. Okay? So it says, on January 3rd, 1848, Joseph Jenkins Roberts, a wealthy, freeborn African-American, he was never in slavery, in Virginia, who settled in Liberia, was elected the first president. Isn't this amazing? It's fucking crazy. Liberia was the first African republic to proclaim its independence. Wow. It took Americans to go to Africa to create the first truly independent nation. It's amazing. It was among, let me finish that. Liberia was the first African republic to proclaim its independence and is Africa's first and oldest modern republic. So we were the first one to bring a republic over there, African Americans. You see, we've done so much in this world, dog. Let's see. It was among the few African countries to maintain its sovereignty during the scramble for Africa during World War II. Liberia supported the United States war effort against Germany. Okay, whatever. So you guys get it? So I just want to teach you guys about Liberia because we was reading about, you know what I'm saying, CIRC, and they talked about so to stop the second Liberian Civil War, you see, the brothers in Liberia Civil War. See, look, he looked like Tupac. You see how he looked like Tupac? So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Liberia is a shit show. It's a shit show, dude. They're so poor. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hate to say this, but there's parts of Liberia where they don't have adequate plumbing. They literally don't have adequate plumbing. So what a lot of people do, they go to the beach and they shit. They literally shit on the beach. And it's creating, and it stinks so bad, and they're not cleaning it up. It's a shit show.